All right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. So as soon as I pressed play, I heard I have a confession to make. That's not what I heard. I actually heard you triggered me. But as soon as I said I heard I have a confession to make, I went and reached for my confession deck. So I'm going to see where this is about to go. Somebody could have a confession. Somebody could need to tell you something. Somebody could need to tell you that you triggered them. Either triggered them in a good way or triggered them in a bad way. So what do I mean by that? I would say triggering someone in a bad way is maybe poking a hole or a wound that they already have. So let's say someone is scared of being abandoned. If you trigger them in a bad way, you could trigger their abandonment wound that could then make them show up in a way or from a place of trauma, from lack. If you trigger someone in a good way, I would say that that's triggering them in a way that might hurt, but it's ultimately from a place of them evolving, growing, or turning into who they need to be, okay? So all triggers are not bad. So an example would be, I've had people say stuff to me before, and as soon as they said it, I got mad, I got annoyed. But maybe the next day, once my energy simmered and I wasn't so heightened in emotion anymore, I was able to take a step back and go, you know what? Maybe they were right. Maybe they were right. Maybe I needed to hear that. That could be a good triggering. They didn't do it to be mean. They didn't do it because they've seen, oh, you're hurt. I'm about to hurt you even more. Sometimes the people that we need the most are around us in those moments, and sometimes what we need is honesty, okay? I pushed you away because I didn't want the responsibility. So someone pushed you away. They could have been scared that they liked you more than you liked them. I know that you may not feel the same for me as I feel for you. What did I just fucking say? I'm scared that I like you more than you like me. So someone pushed you away. You triggered something inside of them. So they started either acting differently or started pushing you away. And the wound that you ended up triggering was that they felt that you didn't feel the same. So what does that remind me of? Have you ever started dating someone or liking someone and you really liked them? You really liked them, but maybe, just maybe, that wound inside of you was like, but I don't think they like me the same. And I'm terrified of getting hurt. I'm terrified of falling in love with this person, or putting them on this pedestal and saying, this is the person I want to marry. And in 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years, they look at me and go, you know what, our time's up. And it bring me to my knees. That's what I'm saying here. Somebody could have felt like you had that power. That you had the power, the ability to bring them to their knees. I've really been unsure about how I've been feeling lately, which is why I'm trying to keep my distance from you. Now, Spirit is saying that they will eventually come back and want some sort of reconciliation, but that this triggering could be bringing out wounds inside of them, could also be bringing out someone here doesn't feel worthy. Oh shit, I'm hearing that song, It's Your Love. It just does something to me. It sends a shock right through me. I can't get enough. But that can be scary as well. Feeling like you put some sort of spell on them. Feeling like it's kind of like an addiction. If an addict knows that they're going to get addicted to the substance or alcohol, I guarantee they wouldn't do it. That's this person. It's like, I'm addicted to your energy. I'm addicted to what you do and how you do it. But I also know that the last time I got addicted to something, or the last time something made me feel this way, it might not have ended in the best way. And that scares the hell out of me. 10 of Swords. What did I fucking say? There could have been a lot of confusion or illusion around what was taking place. There could have even been confusion and illusion around choices. If choices were being made, were the choices from a place of logic or a place of love? So this relationship had a lot of confusion. It needed clarity. What did you do? What did you do? Like triggering this person. Okay, so you triggered for them to maybe temper sides of them that needed to be tempered. You triggered the possibility of balance being being obtainable is what I want to say. So what I'm saying here is that in divine timing, someone is going to end up disappointed by either competition that was put in this relationship or by differences. So what do I mean by that? You've triggered someone, and because you've triggered them, it got them to a place where they decided, I'm going to push you away. I'm scared I'm going to like you more than you like me. I'm scared I'm going to get too close to you and you're not going to feel the same for me. I'm scared that I'm going to get attached to this and you're not going to feel the same way. I am scared. So I am going to act like we have differences and we can't get through them, or I'm going to put competition in here and I'm going to sit here and ignore you right now because I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm feeling. So I'm just going to kind of keep my distance from you. And I'm going to go give to things that are fun, that are carefree, that are simple, that are easy, that don't expect anything from me. That's what I'm going to do. So you triggering them, though, could have made them go, wait a second, I need to temper sides of me that are not maybe healthy, that have the tendency to want to run from something or avoid something instead of conquering it head on. This could be the kind of relationship where if you have differences, instead of us being able to talk through it, the conversation's done. Have you ever been in a relationship like that where you'll bring up a conversation to them and go, hey, listen, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, and then they just go, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I can't beg you to keep the conversation going. I also can't beg you to give me clarity. All I can do is take myself out of it. That's what I'm getting. Sometimes if you're dealing with someone who's got an avoidant personality, they're going to avoid the problem. They're going to avoid the conflict. They're going to avoid the conversation because they're an avoidant personality. That's what I'm saying here. But no matter what this is, whether it's differences, whether it's other people involved, in the future, within the next maybe 3 weeks, 3 months max, someone here is going to end up being disappointed. Disappointed because maybe what they chose is not going to be stable, is going to be an unwise choice. And then they could want to either come in and apologize or come in and start this from scratch. So you've triggered someone. Triggering them made them fall back to their old ways. Instead of fixing it, instead of conquering it head on, instead of having this conversation, I'm going to avoid, I'm going to run. I'm just going to go, yep, can't fix this. This is what it is. Nope. If I change my behavior, it won't do anything. I'm going to go run. I'm going to go ignore this. I'm going to go put myself in someone else's arms. I'm going to go maybe feel conflicted internally, but not do anything about it. I'm going to go over here and we can just continue our differences. That's what I'm saying here. Now, whatever they're going to end up giving to, whether it's another person, if this is another person, this is going to be someone where both of them are going to be happily single. Both of them are going to be abundant. But it's going to be an unwise choice. It isn't a wise choice to try to build with that person. They could either get very discontent. So that reminds me of like dating someone, and after 2 months, you realize that you guys are so different that you don't want to live the next 10, 15, 20 years like that. That could end up happening. Is like they date someone, they get to know someone, and it's fun, until it's not fun. Until it's like, wait, we are so different. What can we even do together? The things I like to do, you don't like to do. The things you like to do, I don't like to do. What the fuck are we supposed to do? That could be the unwise choice, though, is giving to something that doesn't make you feel alive, but the thing that makes you feel alive, you run from. So that's triggering them to change. That's triggering them to grow up. That's triggering them to temper sides of them that maybe didn't want to change, didn't want to transform, or maybe it was hard. It's hard to look in the mirror and go, wait, I don't want to do this because it ain't easy. That's what I'm saying here. Now, when that happens, they're going to want to come in and either start another conversation with you, start over with you, or give you an apology and tell you, the reason I pushed you away was because I didn't feel that you felt the same for me. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm seeing someone and I don't want you to know. I'm telling you. When I tell you that I tell you that I tell you. So what's happening here is you've triggered someone. And some of you, you're going to get mad at me, I don't care. You triggering them made them go back to their old ways. They could have run to someone else's arms. They don't want you to know that they're seeing someone else, but you might find out. You might find out that there was other competition, that they felt like you were not the best choice, the wise choice, the choice to stick with. So they decided to go invest in something else, something that made them feel secure. But what they're not seeing is that in divine timing, they're going to end up walking away from that anyways, or that's not going to be fulfilling for them, because they're either going towards it because they're bored, not because they're actually fulfilled. It's like, yeah, well, I'm bored. I need somebody to fill my time. You're here, so let's do it. And then they might get themselves in a situation or a relationship where she's sitting beside a man that she can't stand. You know what? We've been dating for 3 months and actually you ugly and everything you do gets on my nerves. But she might have got with him because she was bored. She might have got with him because the person who really made her feel alive scared the fuck out of her, so she ran, and now she's trying to be with someone that she's comfortable with, but every time he sneezes or coughs or even does anything, moves on the couch, he just makes your stomach turn. That's what I'm saying here. Same if it's a man. This could be a man who's going after another woman, and it might disappoint you in divine timing that you find out, oh, you're dating other people. Okay, so you pushed me away because it went too quick, it went too fast, you didn't want me, you didn't want the responsibility, whatever your damn reason is, but you went straight to someone else. What the fuck? But what you might not be saying is that it is going to end up falling apart because them choosing that person wasn't a wise choice from the beginning anyways. They chose that person because they were bored. They chose that person because it was like, well, I don't have anything to do with my Friday night. You're free, so fuck it, let's go hang out. And next thing you know, they're knee deep in. They got somebody attached to them that they don't even really like, but they just don't want to be the bad person and break it off. That's what I'm saying here, okay? And then something's going to end up happening where they're going to end up separating. And while all of this is happening, this person's going to be thinking of you. What in the baloney cakes is taking place? Yes. So you could have triggered this person's childhood trauma. That's what I've been saying here the whole time. You've triggered this person. And you're just going to have to go based off face value how this person's acting. Okay, they're acting this way. There has to be a reason. There is a reason. The reason is that you triggered something deep inside of them for them to have to heal, for them to have to temper sides of them that are no longer beneficial. And what's happening is it's like you're the last lesson. This triggering's happening. They're acting in this way that's very childish, immature, but they can't help it. It's their childhood wounds taking place. And then once they're out of it, they're going to be able to look back and go, whoa, now I see it. Now I see that you made me mad or you triggered me. So I said, well, fuck it, I'm going over here. You make me feel like I'm not good enough. I'm going over here. I like you more than you like me. I'm going over here. But all I did was ruin something that I really wanted. All I did was push something away that made me feel so alive, so happy. Yet then I went to other people and was like, why are these people not making me feel the way he or she did? Why are these people not making me laugh that way? Because you're not supposed to be with them, but you're trying to force something. That's what I'm saying here, okay? That's what I'm saying here. That's what I'm saying here. And I think deep down you know that this person's either keeping a secret or there's some sort of strategy they have. I feel like for a lot of you, you could tell when this person started pushing you away. Why did they push you away? Because they had doubts. They weren't hopeful. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to end up liking you more than you like me. I'm going to get more attached to you than you're going to feel for me. One day you're going to look down the road and go, oh my God, he or she's so ugly. I wish I would have never gotten with them. I feel like eventually this is going to end up turning and I'm going to be more in love with you than you are with me. So before that happens, I'm going to push you away. I'm going to call it a day. I'm not hopeful that we can figure this out. I'm not even hopeful that you like me as much as I like you. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and nip this in the bud before it breaks my heart. But again, that is someone showing up from their childhood trauma. I feel abandoned. I feel unloved. I feel like I'm replaceable. So before you show me I can be replaceable, I'm just going to go ahead and replace myself. That's this person's energy. And instead of telling you, their mask makes them feel safe. Well, I'm in control. I just didn't tell you what happened. You're not in control though. because you're going to look back one day and regret that you did that you pushed that person away, that you ran, that you felt abandoned. But instead of saying, listen, I feel abandoned, what the hell's happening over there? That's what I'm saying. And whoever it is that did this is going to continue to be disappointed, because someone here is not listening to the guidance they're getting from the divine. It's like the divine says, hey, turn left, and this person's like, nope. Going the complete opposite way, actually. Nice try, universe. That's what I'm saying. Give me a little bit more, and we're going to be done. Yes. They're telling you to focus on what you desire while this person figures something out. They could be dealing with another karmic partner. There could be other things they're giving their time, their energy, their effort, their attention to. And a lot of those things are going to be followed with conflict. So they're not going to be having good days coming up. They could be having a lot of unforeseen changes taking place as well, especially in the next few months. And then this person is going to think about how something tore y'all apart. That's what they're going to think. Is, I remember when my obligations tore us apart. I remember when, but again, I think what they need to recognize, or what they will recognize around November, December, January, February, around those few months, this person is going to go in a moment of introspection, and they're going to recognize that they pushed you away because they were very negative, because they felt that they were either going to miss the opportunity or that they were going to get the opportunity, and the opportunity was going to say, you're not enough for this. There's nothing worse than a lover telling you that they love you or that you're enough for them to then take you off the pedestal they put you on. That's this person's energy. They were terrified of that happening with you. So instead of that happening, they just went ahead and made that reality possible. They just went ahead and took the action to get them what they were scared of happening. And around winter time, they're going to really start seeing that their action brought some sort of ending. They might observe you during these months. They might try to block out their emotion during these months. If they do end up watching you, you're going to be crucial for an awakening for this person. An awakening for them to set new intentions, grow their soul, learn their karmic lessons, and recognize that there's a very wounded side of them that wants to control things. And if they think they know the outcome, they go ahead and make the outcome possible. Here's an example. If you think, okay, my lover is cheating on me, there's no way they're not cheating on me, you might misinterpret small things for them cheating, okay? You might then go find yourself going through their phone, going through their car, looking for clues, and you're on hyper alert, you're on hyperdrive. You go to their work, all of a sudden a coworker that day brought everyone coffee. But what you know is that that coworker brought your husband, your wife coffee, and you don't know how you feel about it. You didn't get all the context clues. You didn't understand that the coworker was feeling nice that day. Maybe it was their last day, they bought everyone coffee. You only wanted to take the knowledge that you wanted to take because it clarified the wisdom that you wanted to be true. They got you coffee, they like you. Well, honey, they got everybody coffee. Yeah, but why they get you coffee? Y'all ain't never spoke. Why they get you coffee? Be careful of going around thinking you know something is fact, because sometimes when we do that, sometimes when we're in our mind going, you don't want me, you don't care about me, we will see small things that they've always done as the truth to what we want to be true. Well, there's that truth. You did that. Yep, that means you don't want me. When maybe they've done that all along. Maybe this person's never opened your damn car door. Why is it all of a sudden 3 years down the road, it's a big deal, and now you think that they don't love you because they don't open the car door for you? Because your friend Bianca said that her husband does it? Okay, well, what works for them doesn't always work for you. Here's an example. I know someone who people looked up to this marriage. People looked up to this marriage. When these people were out in public, they were like lovebirds. Couldn't keep their hands off one another, made people sick to them, their damn stomach. They were so in love. They got divorced. even in the middle of that honeymoon phase. Not everything is what it seems to be. And just because someone tells you, well, you know, my marriage is happy, he or she does this for me, doesn't mean it's a happy marriage, okay? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And that's what I'm feeling here, is that if you're not careful, or if this person's not careful in any aspect of life, if you go around thinking you know the truth, yeah, well, I know they're cheating on me, I'm just waiting for that wisdom to come up. If you're meant to know truth, you're going to know it. If you're meant to find something out, you're going to know it. It doesn't matter if it's now. It doesn't matter if it's in 15 years. It doesn't matter in 30 years. What happens in the dark will always come to light. Here's another example. My family has been really big on not talking about one another. My family is big on, we talk crap about one another behind closed doors, but you have each other's back out in the world. And I've always told my mother, she loves her mother to death, never met my grandma, but I'd always told my mama, I was like, you know, you put your mom on this pedestal and I have a feeling she isn't who you think she is. I don't think that you know who she is. And my mom would always say, Danielle, you don't know what you're talking about. She would gaslight me. She would do all the beautiful little things that families do when they don't want to be in the wrong. And not too long ago, actually, not too long after I said that, my mother found out that she had a sibling that was put up for an adoption while my grandma was married, and it was not his child. And not too long after that, she found out that her daddy might not be her daddy. Sometimes in life, what we want to be the truth, we will make the truth. So my mom felt that her mother was perfect, that she was an angel on earth. She didn't do anything wrong. She was kind of a pushover. The way that they put her on this pedestal was amazing, but I always had this feeling, even though I never met her, that the people you put on pedestals the most usually have the most secrets. And now that we are 20, 30, 40 years down the road, all of her secrets are coming out. All of her secrets are coming out. What she did when her husband was at war. How many kids she had and he didn't know. How maybe some of her kids that he thought was his are not his. That's what I'm getting here. If you're not careful, you will go walking around making truths that are not your truths, okay? Be careful of that. Be willing to go with the flow. Don't be in such a wounded masculine energy that you're like, no, Danielle, damn it, I know it. I know they're a cheater. Get facts first and then call them a cheater. That's what I'm saying here, okay? All right, so I'm going to leave it here. Have a blessed day.